tired of the city's hustle, fake relationships, and endless sorrows. Daniyal left everything behind. He was exhausted from words that pierced his core and people who turned their backs when needed most. He picked up his bag and headed into the deep forest, a place where no one would ask, "Why are you sad?" Reaching the heart of the woods, where sunlight filtered dimly through dense trees, he stopped. He needed shelter. Gathering fallen pine logs, his breath grew heavy, but the burden on his soul was far heavier than the wood. Daniyal began raising the walls. As seen in image.png, he built a sturdy wall of stones on one side and stood thick logs upright forest. Lifting each stone brought back painful memories. He buried every disappointment given by loved ones under the earth, locking them within the heavy stone matrix. People say the forest is terrifying, Daniyal whispered to the silence. But trees don't betray you. These stones are silent, but they do not stab you in the back. A tear fell from his eyes into the soil, mixing that wet earth into mud mortar. He sealed the cracks between the logs to keep the freezing wind out. But what about the cold already frozen inside his heart? Next came the roof. Daniyal cut flexible branches from the undergrowth. Just like in image.png, he wove them over one another, resembling a chaotic bird's nest built for safety. Weaving each branch felt like piecing his shattered life back together. His hands were scratched and bleeding, but he felt no pain. The profound ache in his heart completely numbed his body. When a person breaks from the inside, physical wounds are just harmless marks. Birds were returning to their nest with a haunting sorrow in their chirping, as if mourning Daniyal's absolute loneliness. The world had isolated him so much that he now found comfort only among these silent trees. Evening faded into a chilling darkness. Daniyal used his axe to adjust the final branches, exactly like the man in image.png bending over to secure the top of the hut. This final stage was the hardest. Exhaustion pushed him to his limits, and loneliness grew suffocatingly loud. He thought, "Who am I building this for? No one will be waiting inside. No one to hand me water. No one to care if I live or die." His hands froze. The axe slipped from his fingers. He slid down, leaning against the half-finished roof, and broke down, weeping bitterly. His raw cries tore through the pristine silence. He wanted to scream, but there was no one to hear except the looming trees standing as stoic witnesses. He wept through the night until the first ray of dawn filtered through the branches. Wiping his swollen eyes, he saw the small house standing before him. It was rustic, but it was his own. He hadn't broken anyone's heart or lied to anyone to build it. With a newfound calm, he placed the final branch on the roof and stepped inside. It smelled of fresh earth and pine resin, bringing a strange sense of peace. True peace lives wherever